All right, let's test out the voice here. The sound is working for you as well before we get going. All right, let's test. Okay, there we go. Voice here. Oops, wrong button. So it's working fine. Let me post the link and then we can start. And there we go. Okay, so let's start going through the request first and see what we can find. QBTS. I feel like that is a new one. I've had so many things going on. I haven't really had really good time to go through the all the requests. Yeah, this is some completely new. Seems like it is quite a new stock. Oh my god, that looks horrible. Yeah, this is kind of hard to say anything about it. Because we could still be in an ABC where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this would be an ABC, and then we continue to basically 0, or this would be a wave 1 of something new. But I'll add that to the list, and I'm starting to go through these again now that I'm back home. Yeah, what up, Niku? Palantir, let's take a look at that. This is obviously not right anymore. We got that invalidation here. So I think we had another way of looking at this. Not that. Three, 4, 5, this one. Oh, I got too many things at the same spot. But in any case, the wave 4 here would be at these highs, and then we were looking at some kind of a diagonal into these lows here. And then we would have expanding diagonal here. Now at this point, and let's relabel this instead, and have this as some kind of diagonal in here. That's it, basically the only way I can get this working here really that well. The other way of looking at this is some kind of ABC, where we have this as some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or that this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be an ABC. It's quite extended already. 2.61 is generally the maximum we want to see for any of these. I don't know why this is so small. There we go. Just the font thing. This is on. So this is on log scale now. Quite extended, but it's still possible to have this as an ABC, another ABC, and then coming down again. We took out the lows here that we had on Palantir IPO, so again, nothing is really certain for here. It's kind of very bearish since we took out this low, but yeah, this kind of looks very much like a decent 5-way move. At this point, we have that divergence going, and the question here is it part of this move, or is it part of this whole thing as a 3rd, 4th, and 5th? And that is a very interesting thing. We could have a diagonal here, as this is still the low. RSI is saying that we have this as the low though. It's not as pretty though, with this as a 3-wave, since we did not even take out this low. So I kind of still like the idea that we have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be 3rd here. So overall, I would like this to be something like this. Probably more minor for now. But yeah, certainly we do have that divergence going. And now what we would be looking for is that potential wave 4. Is that 3rd even done? I'm not quite sure. Let's take a look at that. I mean, there is a possibility. It's definitely not very pretty. You could be labeling this into some kind of diagonal. It doesn't have overlap, so it's not a very traditional one. Also, the extensions here does not really seem very decent. It's still possible that we would be in... This looks like a 3 here. I wonder if we could have still this kind of structure going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we would have this at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then this would shift over here. At this point, the only thing I would be looking for would be some kind of consolidation here. Or probably something like this more. And that could probably take quite a while. But I don't really want us to take out this low, this 13.57 or 58. At that point again, we would be more bearish, I feel like. I'll add another alert there. But this is something to keep in mind for sure. This whole asset, or whole thing here. Definitely trade opportunities. If we get an impulse down here, you would be waiting for a pullback and then going downwards again. Not quite sure if I like this as an impulse though. I feel like I need to wait for it to create a bit more structure, whether this becomes a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to be missing this whole thing. But it doesn't matter, I would be looking for this as the short anyway. Yeah, I kind of like this now. But yeah, this is definitely very much more impulsive, unlike the idea that we had before where wave 4 would be here. So either this would be a start of something, again as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or as an A, B, and C, where this whole thing would be an ABC coming down. CRWD. There was 2 options here, having this as an ABC or having this as that AB. And at this point it looks like it is more that AB completed. You're hitting that 1-to-1 as well. Now this is kinda interesting. Let's get rid of this. So we could have something like this here. This is so weird, having this kind of impulse drop down and then up again, and then take out this high here. So this probably is some kind of 3-wave here. How does that fit into the overall idea? I'm not quite sure, unless this is again just a connecting wave structure similar to this here, that is connecting something previous to the next move. But these are not really easy 5-wave moves. Especially here, since we have all this overlap. Okay, so yeah. 3-wave and then divergence moving up. It could be that this is start of that next larger correction, if that is something to happen. Then I would be expecting us to take out this double bottom basically here, where there would be definitely liquidity, and then we could be moving up again. So we would be doing something like this. That would be giving it a bit more proportion, because this is quite similar sized to what we have here. So if we want to be creating a larger WXY, I would be expecting that wave X to be taking a bit more time. Locally we could be more bearish here as well, thinking this as an impulse, but we have not taken out any previous lows, so we don't really have any kind of sense saying that we have shifted any kind of market structure yet. So again, once these break, for example, this 150, you could be looking at this again as a potential play for a retracement and then continuation to the downside. That's what I think at this point. NKME, what is that? NKE, it's Nike M. I assume it is this one, but again it's a new one. Quick glance on it. Massive move, no surprise to anyone. Massive dump. Yeah, this is very similar to other stocks. This is kind of decent looking move from the lows, but this can be labeled in 3 definitely. And here it could be that we have something like this. Maybe this is a 1-2 to create another structure like this here. It would be very proportionate overall. This is taking quite a bit of time though, but it doesn't look half bad. You could easily imagine something like this. I wonder if that is something that the indices still have in them. Because the indices are not, well, they are kind of turning more and more bullish in that sense. However, they are still in the bearish extension targets. And this definitely would need some help from something here. Earnings is all the way in September. What is this? Sell Nike. Oh, cool. But yeah, we'll take a look at closer at that on Patreon. Netflix. Something that we talked about previously. We could be still have completed this 5th. We have the extension targets pretty well here. For Netflix, we are right around the golden pocket. I think we just tagged it to the cent here. We did not fill out completely the fair value gap here, but we still have this possibility of having this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are right at the 1.236 extension target of this ABC. Also, some of the targets for 5th wave has been reached, comparing it to this first leg over here from here. So it looks very proportionate. At this point we have had a dump. And while it could be that we have something like this, I kind of like it more as a start of something new. Reset in here, so we had a move here and then looking for some move up. Either we have it from here or here. So yeah, at least the 38.2 needs to be tagged for me to be interested in it. We're kind of close to it, but again, it would be kind of weird if we have it, unless we have it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Then we would have this as 3. It would be very small. Let's see the extensions here. Yeah, we wouldn't even touch the 0.618. I definitely wanted to go past the 38.2, and then I could be looking for a short setup here. Something like this. But again, quite a large stop, so you might want to be setting it in 2 2, like another position size here at the 0.5 and just spread the risk a bit. Yeah, but until that happens, I don't really have anything on it. But yeah, higher time frame, we are very much at the pivots where we would be expecting some kind of move to happen, especially if this is turning into an ABC. This would be the areas to look for shorts for sure. Then NVDA. Again, yet another push up. I don't know when this whole thing ends. Again, it seems like we are still within some kind of impulse. We have a potential 1-2, 1-2 here, even another potential 1-2 since we did not take out this low. You could be saying that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. What's the overlap here? I can't remember. Uh, 418, 45 and 44. So there's no overlap, at least on this chart. But of course, you could be just labeling it like this and don't care. Potential 1-2, 1-2 here, 3, 4, 5, or this would be part of that fourth still. I'm still expecting at least a couple more highs, something like this to happen first before I would be looking for shorts here. Obviously, NVDA has come a very, very long way here. And yeah, well, I'm not quite sure even the extension targets and all the, everything has basically been broken. The third wave, not sure if it is here. Based on the extension that we had here, that made illogical 1.618. We had that sideways consolidation and then potential one more up, but we pumped up higher, which again created a new high here on RSI, which again means generally that we have an extension somewhere. So we probably need to have an extension here on fifth, off fifth, and this would become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Even after these, we could be having something, or this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like so, and this 3 would be in here, and then we would be just getting these couple more highs here to be made before this whole thing would be very much done. But again, trying to short NVIDIA while it is in such a force going up, it's very risky. It's very risky. At this point, I wouldn't be looking for shorts unless we break something to the downside, some previous lows here. But again, I'm expecting a bit more up first. Maybe we can add an alert here just to make sure that we're not missing everything at least. NFLX we already took a look at. Meta. Still on a roll, going up in this channel, heading towards the 786. This whole area is very heavy in volume here, where we are right now at. We had a lot of consolidation here, which is going to be acting as a resistance zone, this whole thing here. So, well, not the best drawing, basically, maybe from here. That's better. And yeah, we could be looking for some kind of reversal here. I don't have any kind of counts for this at all. We've been talking about this quite a few times. It's really not easy to label this kind of mess where there's no real corrections to be made. Structures like this are way easier. At this point, I'm just going to be waiting for any kind of structure shift in some direction before doing anything else. And then Tesla. Oops. Here we had two different options. Either this was the fourth, or we had this as an A, B, and then looking for C. For that to be a C wave, we would have to have this as an expanding diagonal, which never played out since we took out the high. which is again more probable. At this point, I'm not quite sure how I want to be labeling this. We did have this divergence here, and we are getting some kind of impulse at this moment to the downside. So we'll see how this turns out. It's possible that we have had this as a three-way structure because it is looking kind of proportionate to the downside, hitting some of the bearish targets. So at least it's not a full complete meltdown or a impulse wave, at least yet. It could be gathering its speed for a 1-2-1-2 setup. But again, as we have gone beyond the 1-to-1 extension, it is more likely that this is an ABC and not a 1-2-1-2, just because again the smallest structure here, it would be more common to not reach the 1-to-1 extension because it is a smaller degree. But this is kind of weird. Could we have it like that? I guess, but it's the issue with that idea is that it is becoming so large in comparison to this previous wave too. Just not quite sure if I like it. Overall, we have hit again yet another extension targets, 1.236, which is again the target for this A, B, and then C wave. And yeah, it is definitely possible that we have everything complete, although this looks more like a three wave at this point. Maybe we have some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Just a bit weird looking. And yeah, if that is the case, well, we would be continuing something that we we started from here, and we would be looking to create another structure, something similar to this. Obviously this can't be like that because we would go below zero, but yeah, it would be kind of devastating again. But I'm definitely looking to sell some in here for Tesla. I don't really like the structures too much at this point. And yeah, these are definitely the targets I would be looking for, more sells and not buying opportunities. But that's the stocks that were requested. Check out Bitcoin for next. I think it was it yesterday or the day before where we were talking about this possibility of having this as a C wave complete. We've had a move to the upside that looked like a three-way structure. It could be that this is some kind of diagonal as well, where this would be a 1-2 and then another 1-2 here, which is why we had to long here again against this low and made pretty decent gains here. But I'm not quite sure if I like this. This at this moment looks more like it still needs one more high, but it's possible that it is complete based on RSI, and we have had that divergence going for so long. On the smaller time frames, we had this and all these few divergences here and smaller time frames before we had this move to the downside. But we'll see if we are going to be changing more market structure. We have taken out the previous low here and consolidated, taken it as a resistance now, that previous low, and had some kind of continuation to the downside, but maybe it's not enough and we just do this. Who knows? Higher time frame, nothing really changed. This being an ABC would fit into the idea that we have this as a ABC going up, and yeah, that would be just giving us another leg up, having this as an ABC, three-way structure coming down and another ABC going up. That would be giving us that WXY overall. The minimum target overall would be the 618, 34k. But again, based on this shorter time frame, if this wave C is already done, it's kind of bullish because again there is small retracement. 1-to-1, 36k. Comparable target with the higher degree wave structure here, the 1-to-1 here, 40k. That would be the 1.618 extension of this move here. So again, if we extended a bit higher, we would be getting into that very well-known resistance area and a very, well, key number, 40k, a very round number, these areas here. I think did he have some kind of a, he had a lot of volume at least here, around here. Not a very certain number for sure, but again, loads of consolidation here at this area in any case, if it wants to pump. It definitely has the chance for it now. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that. The other opportunity or other possibility for this is the one that I have labeled like here, where this whole thing is a WXY, and we would be continuing to the downside. That is a possibility, or that we could be creating a three-way structure like so, creating a structure like this as well. That is very possible. It would be kind of small in comparison to this first leg. So again, generally we want to be at least seeing the 23.6 hit, which would be around Monday 24th. So something like this as a move to the upside. I think that is fair game for now. That would have more proportions overall. That's Bitcoin. I don't think there is anything at this point, anything else to say. Short opportunities here for sure, but yeah, nothing else. If this turns out to be taking out one more high, we could be thinking this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and maybe as this extends quite a bit here into the 1.618, there is a chance that this whole thing becomes a 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then we would have either this whole thing as an ABC or a 1, 2, 3 if it extends higher. But at this point again, it would need to extend very much higher, 31k, before me acknowledging it that it has the more potential of being a third wave, but it still has the potential of being that 1-2-1-2 setup overall. It's just not that good because again the extension targets are still so much bearish, and if we take out that one more high, it is very much in risk of going beyond the 1-to-1 extension, which makes it again more like an ABC instead of a 1-2-1-2 setup. Take a look at ETH. ETH is a bit different. It had this similar kind of move here, but it's really not easy to read. I think this is the clearest as all of these as a three-way structure to the downside. Also, of course, it has to be a three-way since we took out this, unless this is a three-way like so, and then some kind of 5 here. RSI is not really liking this either too much, because we had this low here on RSI, we had this bullish divergence, which again fits the idea that this would be a three-wave as that. RSI wise, I would like this the best at this point, where RSI would take out the previous high. Whether that brings another divergence to the downside here, where this would not take out the high, and then we would be creating another leg down to create this higher degree three-way structure to the downside, where it would be something like this. Again, yet we don't know, is this going to be higher than that and create another bullish divergence. But I think ETH is not that good of a look at this point. Sure, it had these kind of impulsive moving structures, but it's not really easy to label. These would have to be some kind of expanding diagonals, or they would be part of a structure like this, and now we would have gotten this one-to-one extension here. Yeah, we're so close here. Yeah, that actually looks very good on RSI as well, taking out these previous lows here, but not the origin here. So yeah, that looks very decent as a three-wave. Similar to Bitcoin as where there is definitely a possibility that this is done here, and now we'd be looking for down. Whether it is part of this previous move here, or it would be a correction of this move here, where it would be something like this, and then up. And then we would be looking to create some kind of continuation of something previous to it. But yeah, I would rather look at Bitcoin than ETH at this point still. Solana. Well, what is Link doing? Okay. Okay. Link is going insane here. I didn't even see that before today. Interesting. Oh well. Solana, this was the overall idea. ABC. Let's move the B over here. Coming back to that golden pocket, I was expecting this to be some kind of expanding diagonal. I'm still in from here, and yeah, this has been quite a good ride. At this point, 86% unleveraged. It has the potential of having this as done as a C wave. The only issue with this is that we've never got any kind of divergence here. So yeah, there is very small divergence here in 1 hour, but I'm not sure if that is very, very good and very something that I would like. Here on 4 hour we did get that divergence as well. So I would like one more high to be made, then I would be taking definitely more profits on this. And then we could be getting a continuation to the downside. If we want to be bullish, this would need to extend way higher into that 1.618 extension, $43 before I would be turning more bullish, and then that 5-way move. At this point, however, not that likely. See the arithmetic. Oh, log scale. Log scale is still very, very pretty overall. Whether this is a 5-wave or not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is still possible, and is very scary. 0.618 is well below here, $4. That would be the top of wave 1 here. If this was the pivot, let's see, actually, let's delete this, delete that. If this was the pivot for an ABC, 1-to-1 would be all the way down at the $1 area. 0.618, $4. Obviously, can't really look at this on arithmetic scale, minus something. But yeah, interesting targets for sure on log scale. You probably would be looking for some kind of move here, and then divergences where you might want to be looking to buy in longer term portfolio. But again, this is so much of a gamble and a look into the future, I guess, that I'm not sure if this is even worth considering too much. And yeah, it is very bearish outlook. But yeah, this is something that I'm looking for this as of this moment. Maybe one more up to get us towards that 1.236 extension. This is concerning though, hitting that 1-to-1, because it is possible that it is done. And all of this, what we are seeing, all the greening of these charts is, well, might be fading away soon. Unfortunate, we'll see. But that's Solana for now. ADA, I think I had it here somewhere. ADA here. Get rid of these. So overall, again, same idea. A, B, and then look at C somewhere. Could be this top actually. 1-to-1 not hit. What's that? We have hit to the 1.382 here, so it's possible that it's over here. Look at here. These are just sometimes very hard to say what they are, because this is just horrible looking. It could be maybe having some kind of triangle in here, but it's still super extended, like 2-to-1 extension of this first move. And it has come back down to this previous support area here where it got another bounce from, but again, it invalidates the idea that this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless we want to have this as some kind of diagonal, I don't know, that would be super ugly. 3-wave here as well, locally same thing that we were talking about on the Bitcoin and ETH. So be careful for long setups, but again, the invalidation would be here for the idea that this would be a 1, 2, 1, 2. There's that always as a possibility. This came down in 3 though, so there might be a extension for this whole thing. Either we have it like this, or this is something like this where we would be wasting a bit more time before going up. But I really like this look here overall that we have here as a 3-wave. Exactly what we would be looking for. This obviously can't be a wave C anymore, because again, unless this becomes a diagonal of some sort, this could be a wave 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this into a diagonal. That way we could be getting a C. Otherwise, not really, because again, this is in 3 waves at this point. But yeah, that's ADA. Check out Phantom as well. Phantom came down. Let's see, one hour time frame. 3-way structure up, 3 ways down. This is, again, I think this was the same as ADA, where the extension here was very extended. I think ADA had a bit more consolidation here for that potential triangle, but this is very much of a 3-way structure. And at this point, I would be expecting something like this here. So this. He has already taken out these previous lows, which is again one of the targets, but it's kind of small. I would like something like this before and then dump. Let's take out that low to make it more proportionate. I don't really like the structure. Everything here is in 3 waves, which again does not really make me want to take any kind of trades here. Yeah, it's creating this kind of rounded bottom going on at this point, so it might just well shoot up and then come down again. Very common. And here we would see that same exact idea, having this as a WXY. If this breaks out, or if this brings out the same structure here locally, then we can be thinking about the higher picture again of that being a 3-wave. But that's pretty much that. Check out the indices now as next. Again, we've had a very large run on the indices. Start with Dow. We have had the same, we've been talking about this whole thing quite a few times, A, B, and then potential C, or that this B wave is not done and this would be an ABC instead. At this point, we are getting closer and closer to this 1-to-1 extension. If this, however, is a wave 1, it would be quite weird. Let's get rid of that trade here. It would be quite weird to say that this would be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of would like to see us go a bit higher at this point though, because it's not really something you would see extension wise that easily, because the extensions here are 1.618 here, so it would be way later on. So something like this. Maybe this still has the chance of creating this as a 1-2, 1-2. That would be super bullish. That could be happening all the way up to here. Let's color that in. 35,800. This previous top would be, yeah, liquidity wise, I guess, nice target as well. 1-to-1 would be right around there as well. I'll actually just set an alarm there because that is a very interesting area. If we ever get there. It could be just we do this. Who knows? Maybe this is some kind of three-way as well, like so. Just there is already divergences happening from here, these peaks. It's just so weird looking at this point. If this is a 1, 2, this would be 3 based on RSI. Then we would have 4, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would still be missing this 1, 2. This would be 3, 4, and 5. So at least one more high, at least. So this would be, let's see, just minuscule, yeah. If it was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then extension on 5th. The extension on 5th is kind of weird since we did not even take out the highs here on RSI, which is why I don't really like that idea. This does fit though, being this as an ABC. Hitting that 1-to-1. We could have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Not really a pretty one. Yeah, we don't really want to go beyond the 1.6 minutes. If we want this to become an ABC here, this would be A, B, and then C. It's very deep of a B wave already, if it is a B wave. But something to look for would be some kind of impulsive move to the downside and then continuation. Something like this. Take out this low, and then we could be saying that wave 2 is not actually in, but instead creating a structure like this here. But overall, I'm still looking for more upside. I've taken some profits here before the stream on DAX and AUS 200, which were the trades that we were talking about last week, or the week before, I can't remember. But yeah, that's Dow Jones. ES, it went through this extension target that we had. This, what we had scribbled here so long ago from somewhere here, I think, having to look to create at least 2 more highs, did its job. It created 2 more highs, this one and this one. Now it has, though, created a new high on RSI again on 4 hour, which is significant. At this point, it is possible that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get a bit higher. Again, I have to remind you, although this looks very extended, it still is within these extension targets that are bearish at the 1.382 at this point. So although it looks very extended, we still can be within this C wave. I don't really want to be stressing enough that I want to be perma-bear, but I just want to be realistic. But yeah, you of course do what you want, and you can be pouring your money in here, and yeah, watch it go somewhere. Maybe up, maybe I'm wrong. It definitely has the potential of that I'm wrong. This could be a wave 1, 2, and then we could do 3, 4, 5, and then this would be that end, and then 2, and then off to the moon. Maybe that is the case. But yeah, this is just a warning picture for you, where if this happens, then we know what we are expecting. Locally, let's check out this. Again, these, and why we were doing something like this as scribbles, was that these were potential 3s and 4s based on these. It's not very clear, this whole thing. This took out everything here before it, which is kind of weird, and yet we still went up higher. So maybe this is too small of a time frame, because here again we are not taking out these lows. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not really counting S&P 500 at this point. We could be labeling this as 1, 2, 1, 2. I think, right? This was the lowest one here. Yeah. We could be doing it something like this. 1, 2. This would be minuet. 1, 2. Sub-minuet. 1, 2. Micro. And the more bearish idea would be that as third wave can never be the shortest, we can see that this is slightly larger than the first one here. So we could already label this as a third. And this would be fourth and fifth. Again, this is the most bearish way of looking at this. Fourth, and then looking at fifth in here. This would be third, fourth, and then fifth. Yet this is the, again, most bearish version. I did not expect this to shoot this high at this point. So we still have the chance of being within this fifth of small degree, having this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then everything shifts to the right. Wave 4, and then 5 more waves up. It's very possible. The thing why I don't really like this is the size of this wave 4 here in comparison to the previous smaller degree. The only thing I like about it is that we have not taken out the previous lows of this wave 4 with this higher degree wave 4. So that's that. But yeah, if you want to be having some kind of count, maybe this is the one. I really don't like it too much because, again, no real divergence is going on here. So keep that in mind. NASDAQ, very similar situation. This was the bullish outlook on it. We have created yet another high here on RSI on 4 hour. Let's see, what was the on 1 hour as well. So it is possible that if we are going by the regular just only RSI looking things, you'd be saying that, okay, this is just the third, fourth, and then of this degree, because the third of third should have the highest RSI, basically. That's the easy way to recognize these. You could have 1, 2, 1, 2, some kind of 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. But this could be even a third, fourth, and fifth. Yeah, actually that is better. Because locally, from these lows, you could probably have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this probably would not even be in. I don't really want us to break these lows too well. So I'll just set an alert here to create this last leg up and then 3-way pullback to hold these lows for that waveform, and then we can again climb correctively. This is very much more bullish of an outlook here. Could we have this third wave somewhere in here? Somewhere in here for sure, and then we would have this potential third already in here, fourth and fifth. But again, I feel like I like the idea that we would have a bit more to the upside on NASDAQ at least, because again, we're not really showing signs of weakness yet. We're creating new highs on RSI, so again, we want to be seeing divergences forming before any kind of drop. RTY actually is taking off somewhat. What we were discussing previously was the only possibility where we had this as an ABC for that wave 1, wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5 for some kind of diagonal. Let's clear this up a bit. But yeah, everything is very overlapping here at the stance. Again, this very, very good support and resistance area here around 1840s was giving quite a boost here, and very strong support for now. Again, it has been tested twice, so it's probably not that good anymore, but something to consider for sure. Maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with that third wave, but this again needs to be some kind of diagonal, so maybe this is already ABC here, coming to an end soon. we can't really draw the trend lines too well here, unfortunately, because of this, how deep this came. But yeah, I'm not trading Russell in either case. DAX setup, yeah, ABC hit that 1-to-1 extension. I got in a bit late, but yeah, we got some kind of move already here, and now we see some kind of consolidation. This came up in 3, it looks like, at least on this time frame. So maybe this is still a wave 4 of something, or this is some kind of consolidation here before I moon up again. Not really sure of either of those. I'm still waiting for something to happen here. I'm still in that long setup. I've taken profits for sure already, because I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm quite sure that this whole move to the upside is not done, because again the move to the downside was in 3. So again, if a structure is coming in, or coming, well, in this scenario coming down in 3, the primary direction is still to the upside, and that's why I was looking for that long. And that is exactly what happened, which is good. At this point I'm not really looking for any trades, not shorting here for sure. It's possible that we have had this as a potential wave 1 of something new that would be taking us to way new all-time highs on DAX, which we just created here before that 3-way structure coming down. But we'll see how that turns out. AUS 200 had the setups here as well. Clean this up a bit. Potential wave A, looking for that wave B and then C. Let's move this over. They are quite a mess. There we go. And the extension that we were looking for, or the target, is taking out the highs of wave A. That has not yet happened. 7,400-ish. We have divergences here on 4 hour, but similar to the DAX, this is kind of weird looking for a 5-way move. Is it possible to be a 5-wave? For sure, something like that. But it could easily be a 3-way as well. But for it to be a wave 4 of that C, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I'm not really liking it. Smaller time frame, again, we do have some kind of move down. It is very impulsive looking here, but then we have a consolidation. RSI was this, again, created new divergence here, and then maybe we get another continuation to the downside. I'll set another alert here below the 73.11 to see any kind of market structure actually change. But yeah, this again was a decent trade here as well, and very fast as well. It looks like AUS has a lot of these similar setups like this one here, something like this here as well, and yeah, that are very, although we have a lot of chop here, this is potentially all manageable, like 3s here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Like you can see that there is loads of opportunities here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here. Just playing the idea that we have ABCs going. And this all would be part of B waves. And yeah, if you were to look at these, well, of course you can't catch the top always, but yeah, these are very decent looking trades. Probably at least 3 to 1s, easily 4 to 1s, 5 to 6, and all very easy against the highs. Of course, something like this is not the best. You don't have the best consolidation, but you definitely have the chance. And it is already getting so high up in here, so that your risk is this much, and yeah, we would be targeting at least here. So again, another 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio trade. But yeah, I really like trading this AUS 200 nowadays. See if there was anything else I had on mind or in mind. I don't think so. Please check gold. I can only do the request from Patreon, unfortunately, at this point. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it for now. Again, if you enjoyed, check out the Discord, and if you're interested in getting the signals, trade setups and stuff like that, check out CTC. All the links are in the one of the, at least some of the videos, or in the description of the Discord, or somewhere in that, if you're interested in that. But again, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next week's live stream. Bye bye.